When we look at public transportation platforms for subways, for sea trains, as is the case here in Calgary, we tend to find them as hotbeds for activity which is less than salubrious in nature. People don't tend to be really on their best behavior when they're here because they're either waiting for their train and frustrated or they're engaging in other activities. Drunkenness, drug usage, crime, all these things are in these environments precisely because they're target rich. But often the criminals will actually turn on themselves, or in this case, the idiots will decide to have a fist fight. What we have here is one of those very curious ego fight situations where no one can actually fight. These shows of dominance, these signs of dominance, are really common to anyone that's been in a schoolyard ages of about 12 upwards. Usually we grow out of them. Some people don't, as we can see here. Once you see these guys going at it, it's blatantly obvious out of the box. Neither one of these can throw a punch. They can barely fight sleep, let alone each other. But that's not stopping them engaging in posturing and violent activity. As I've often commented on before, you see people reflect what they're used to seeing. They're doing impressions of boxers with a little hands in the air and a little tappy footwork, but none of one of these guys has probably ever stepped in front of a gym in their lives. I certainly doubt they've remembered anything even if they did. The punches are ineffectual, the stances are laughable, and the footwork will belong more on Strictly Come Dancing than it would do in any MMA cage. As they're having this fight with each other, the shouts, the postures, the coats coming off, and all the gestures are farming far more of the fight than the actual fists. This is symptomatic of what you see in nature. Most animals don't want to fight each other. The reason being, even if you win, you still stand a chance of getting bitten, clawed, scratched, and injured, so you're likely to lose that next fight. We still kind of keep that within our DNA, that little prehistoric ancestor piece within us that we didn't really evolve out of. So while we're doing these posturing displays to try and get people to stand down, it looks a little silly when you can't actually back that up with any form of violence. The only real damage that gets done here is purely by accident in the early phases. The guy's not paying attention to his environment, he's trying to get away, and he walks into that billboard that's on the platform. And that little fall down, that little clatter, that little crash snaps them out of it. We shouldn't need something that big to bring us out of a situation that we're already involved in, but it does happen. Adrenaline creates tunnel vision. Once that falls down, the fight as it stands is pretty much over and the parties separate. As of now, the only offenses really that have been committed are perhaps a fight in public, an arguable for an assault, and causing a disturbance on a sea train platform. Most of these are just going to be, here's your ticket, go away, if the police or the enforcement authorities even decide to go that far with it. They could just talk it up to idiot on idiot crime and just let them go their separate ways because there's no harm, no foul. Watch, however, as one guy goes from nothing done wrong to a criminal offense, because having accidentally knocked it down, and that's fine, that can happen, he then goes all the way up to it again, kicks it, stamps on it, picks it up, smashes it down and breaks it, because he's now doing that peacocking display again. He knows he lost the fight. He was the only one that really took any sort of punch of consequence whatsoever, and he's lost face. The guy's walked away having basically shown him off, and he wants to try and reclaim that little bit of ego, trying to get it back, and he does that by shouting, stamping, screaming, and smashing. Well, congratulations. You've gone from what would have been a walk away and don't come back to now a criminal mischief charge because you've broken something. The stupidity level here should be self-evident. And everybody watching this is like, man, the idiocy there, what a loser. But wait, because how many times do we do the same thing? And I don't mean smash a C-train platform. I don't mean get into drunken brawls with people who've got an IQ smaller than a kumquat. What I mean is situations where we go way further than we need to, way further than we should do, or we keep going past the point where any form of resolution is going to be agreeable. Chances are we do it all the time, whether it's shouting at a kid out of anger, arguing with our spouse, arguing with our boss, our co-workers, whoever it happens to be. We all have those moments in life where a decision that we make in anger, we repent at leisure. We need to be better than this. And when we're looking at these videos, it's not actually to condemn the people within them. We're using these as mirrors for our own nature and for our own behaviors. If you can't see any element of yourself in this, You're either an incredibly balanced and emotionally stable person, or you're lying to yourself, because we all have these flashes of anger. When you look at what these people are doing, the specifics are far less important than the behaviors. And it's those behaviors we see in others that we then need to look into ourselves to see if we are doing them, and if we are doing them, can we stop or can we catch them before they become something worse? Thank you for joining us, guys. Many of you are always reaching out to me, thanking me for the video content, offering videos of your own, and asking about further training. Of course, we have the incredibly successful Reality Check video training course available. That's still available for purchase through the Budo Brothers. But it's also a chance for you to train with me personally, in seminars, in person, or via virtual conferencing and Zoom. I'm available for you to contact me, and we can make you a better leader, we can make you a better teacher, we can make you a better martial artist. Hell, we can even make you a little bit safer in the world that we live in. Contact me at realitycheckbudo@gmail.com for details. You can also find me on the Facebook page of Reality Check. You can contact me through the Budo Brothers themselves. And as always, I'm available on Instagram. Thank you very much for all your continued support for these videos. Keep looking, keep subscribing, look out for each other, and stay safe out there.